Hey guys, hard to believe, but the weekend's here again. Time to go racing once more. A loaded schedule this weekend. We're going to start out with NASCAR at Kansas, Sprint Cup Series. Couple things to watch there. Impact of the penalties on Penske Racing, on Brad Keselowski and his entire crew. I'm sure you guys know, last week, illegal rear end, or unapproved as NASCAR likes to call it, rear end pieces. $100,000 fines, points taken away. And a bunch of guys, including Keselowski's crew chief, car chief, and some other critical key members of the team might not be there this weekend. Of course, Roger Penske says he's going to appeal the penalties, but there's some question right now whether those key crew members involved in that deal will be at the track this weekend or not. If they're there, then no effect on Keselowski right now. If not, and they're down to second and third tier team members running those cars for Penske, that could have a big effect on their performance. Next talking point, Kyle Busch. Dominated last week in Texas, won the Cup and Nationwide race. This week in Kansas, he's going to try and win the Cup and truck race. Something else to keep an eye on, Dale Earnhardt Jr. going back to the track this week where he suffered a concussion last year. Going to be interesting to see how he responds first time back at Kansas Speedway. Final thing that I'm going to keep an eye on this weekend, Jeff Gordon. He continues to slide backward in points. How soon is it going to be before he and Hendrick Motorsports start to worry about making the chase for the championship? Let's switch it up. IZOD IndyCar Series, Streets of Long Beach. Andretti Autosport off on a roll to start the season. James Hinchcliffe winning the opener in St. Pete. Ryan Hunter-Reay winning a couple weeks ago at Barber Motorsports Park. Interesting that Hinchcliffe unfortunately had a problem, gotten a little crash at the beginning of the Barber race, ends up finishing dead last after winning the opener, and as best I can tell, that's probably the first time since Lloyd Ruby in 1967 went from winning the first IndyCar race to a dead last finish in the next. Speaking of finishing last, Dario Franchitti is at the back of the point standings to start the year after two bad outings. Keep an eye on him. AJ Allmendinger, he's back with Team Penske this weekend. No stranger to Long Beach. Raced in Champ Car there in 2004, 2005, 2006. I think he's got a best finish there, something like 8th in 2005. And this is his last time to kind of warm up, tune up before the Indianapolis 500 in May. Finally, Ryan Hunter-Reay, defending series champion, off to a much better start, and that's got to scare some of the competition a little bit early in the season. Last year, Hunter-Reay didn't win his first race until round 8 in Milwaukee. That was in June. He's already got a win. He's only 10 points out of the lead behind Helio Castroneves in third in the standings. He's off to a great start. Also in Long Beach, American Le Mans Series, back on track, second race of its season after the 12 hours of Sebring in March. Obviously, there's no Audi presence this weekend. LMP1 is going to come down to the Rebellion, Muscle Milk, and Dyson battle, as it always does week after week. Rebellion seemed to be the quickest P1 car of the regulars at Sebring, although interesting to see how that shakes out on a much slower, much tighter circuit such as Long Beach. Over in the GT class, though, we all know that's really where the best action is week in, week out in the ALMS. Corvette Racing gets the win at the 12 hours of Sebring, but the Risi Ferrari led a majority of that race before having problems. BMW had all kinds of problems down there with the new Z4 GT. So definitely tough to predict who's going to win in GT in Long Beach. Corvette prototypes have been tough to beat lately. Top 3 spots at Barber Motorsports Park a couple weeks ago. And you know the Ganassi guys are going to want to get back up front, so keep an eye on that battle. And again, great action coming up in GT. Formula One, Bahrain Grand Prix. It's the 9th running of the Bahrain race, and I think this is just going to be fascinating. 3 races in already this year, 3 different winners. Expect more of the same sort of chaos and unpredictability this weekend, mostly due to the tires. Pirelli is bringing its medium and hard compound. Originally it was going to bring the soft and hard compound, so hopefully the tire wear isn't as big of an issue as it's been, especially in the early laps in China a week ago. But there's still issues across the board as far as longevity, as far as dust, sand, brake wear, long straights, heavy braking in the slow corners there. Drivers really have to manage their equipment. We've seen some guys a little better at that than others. Kimi Räikkönen comes to mind, but Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, who won in China, have also proven that they've kind of got a handle already on this year's cars and tires, maybe a little better than everybody else. Alonso, interesting fact, most successful driver at Bahrain with 3 Grand Prix wins. Ferrari has 4 wins there. Dangerous combination. Don't be surprised to see them on top. Then again, Red Bull with the pace, anything's possible. And I keep waiting for Räikkönen to repeat his performance from the season opener and get his 2nd win of the year. So keep your eyes on that. Busy weekend. Follow all the action on AutoWeekRacing.com. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at AutoWeek.com, in AutoWeek Magazine and iPad Edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at AutoWeek USA.